Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Baruch Haba. We're continuing Berura, Daf Hashavua. If you heard last night's shir, we mentioned if you want to participate in Marbitze Torah, you could bring this sefer to many Jews. But when you email them, you have to add the 1. Marbitze Torah 1 at gmail.com. Marbitze Torah 1 at gmail.com. We're up to Siman Kuf Lamed Zayin Siv Gimel. Im dileg pasuk achav cry. Let's say you skip the pasuk. It happens. You skip the pasuk. Im hu b'mincha b'Shabbos oy b'sheni v'chamishi. If it was mincha on Shabbos, Monday or Thursday, v'kara asar psukim b'loy pasuk hamadulag, and you already read 10 psukim without the pasuk that was skipped. Ein achaz, you don't have to go back. But v'imlav, if you didn't read 10 psukim, chayzer, you got to go back. But avo b'Shabbos afilu dileg pasuk echad chayzer v'kari. On Shabbos, if you skip pasuk, you have to go back. V'afilu acher shehechser es Hatorah, even after you put away the Sefer Torah. V'amar Kaddish, and you already said Kaddish. Chayzer v'kari hu ushnayim imay. You have to go back and read that and 2 others with it, 2 other psukim with it. V'afilu hiftir. Even if you already did the Hatorah, v'hispala Musaf, and you daven Musaf, chayzer v'koreh. What if you already had Kiddush? That's also, you would have to go back. Sif, let's see the Mishnah, Sif Katan Hey, v'kara asar psukim. So it's talking about you skipped the pasuk, but on a Monday or Thursday you already read 10 psukim. It's talking about where each oila read 3 psukim. Uvein kulam haya asara. Because if by skipping a pasuk, one of the oilim read less than 3 psukim, afilu b'diavad tzarach lachzor v'likros, you would have to go back. Kilakame b'siv daled. So on a Monday or Thursday, if you read the requisite 10 psukim, you don't go back. Ein chazer. Why? Why don't you go back? Dahakara asar psukim. You already read 10 psukim, like the rabbis enacted. Vein pasuk hamadulag chayvas hayoim. The pasuk that you skipped is not a chiyuv of the day of mincha by Shabbos or Monday or Thursday. You'll be making it up in the coming Shabbos. But what if you did read the pasuk, but you mispronounced the word, and you mispronounced it in a way that it's mishtane ha'inyan? So the Bir Halacha says, Siman Kuf Mem Beis, you'd have been better off not saying it at all. You'd be better off skipping it. If you skip it, you don't go back. If you skip a pasuk, you don't go back. But you read the pasuk and you mispronounce it, maybe you do have to go back. Do you go back? Tzarachion. Whether if you made a mistake on a Monday and Thursday, and then after the aliyah is over, presumably that means, la halacha, that if you made a mistake on a Monday and Thursday, mispronunciation, and there's another aliyah, in other words, let's say you made it during the first or second aliyah, so in the third aliyah, you go back. You start from that pasuk and you go back. What's the big deal? You already put back the Sefer Torah, and now it's a matter of making a bracha, l'chara, then you don't go back. Then it's a safek bracha. So if you're going to, that's what I would think, that if you're going to take out the Sefer, if you're going to have another aliyah and you're making a bracha anyway, go back. You might have to. If you already put back the Sefer Torah, then you would not go back. Okay. So, the Mishnah Berura continues. V'imlav chayzer. But if you did not read 10 psukim because you skipped one, you have to go back. Hainu shakar rak tisha psukim ben hakol. V'aftem avar lekamei b'sevdal d'b'diavad b'kar tisha ben hakol yatsa. Later on, we say that if b'diavad you read 9 psukim, you're yaitza. That's if you read 9 psukim. But here you have 2 strikes. If you only have 1 strike that you read 9 psukim, you don't go back. But here you have 2 strikes. Number 1, you lay 9 psukim. And number 2, you skipped something in the middle. When you only in total lay 9 psukim, you don't go back. Strike 1, you're still at bad. 2 strikes in Krias Hatorah, you're out. This din that you must go back is even if you already made the final bracha after the aliyah. You go back, you make a bracha before. You go back and read that pasuk. But on Shabbos, even if you skipped one pasuk, what about you skipped part of a pasuk? Yup. What if you skipped one word? You have to go back. So where do you go back from? You have to go back from the beginning of that pasuk and read it. And 2 psukim with it. Kedin pasuk shalem. But what if somebody skipped one letter? He started the Parsha. Eschanan el Hashem ba'es hahilemar. What if somebody skipped one letter? Shulchan Aruch says in Siman Kuf Mem Beis, Machzir and Isai. Comes the Ramah, and the Ramah disagrees. The Ramah says, if it's Einoi Mishtane Ha'inyan, then Ein Machzir and Isai. The only thing is, in the example I gave, Eschanan, it is Mishtane Ha'inyan, because the word Eschanan means I will pray to Hashem. Va Eschanan is a Vav HaMishapeches, it means and I prayed to Hashem. So there it is, of course, Mishtane Ha'inyan. Let's say, but here's a case where it would not be Mishtane Ha'inyan. Let's say somebody said, Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe v'el Aroin Leimar. The only thing is, that's not his name. His name is Aharon. There's a hey there. So let's say somebody does not say the hey. Do you have to go back? The Mechaber says yes. The Ramah says no. The Bir Halacha brings down from the Gra, yes. You hear this? If you miss one letter and it's Einoi Mishtane Ha'inyan, the Mechaber and the Gra say you go back. The Ramah says you don't have to go back. So now it's going to depend probably l'halacha whether the bracha was made or not. If he didn't make the final bracha, you'd have to make him go back and say Aharon. If he already said the bracha, probably would not make him go back. But the Mechaber and the Gra say even so you go back. Now, the Sivkatan Tes, Chayzer v'Koreh. Even if you skipped one pasuk, you go back and read it again. V'afilu Koreh zayin gavli b'loy pasuk hamadulag. Let's say you already had 7 aliyos, even without the pasuk that was skipped. You have to go back because you didn't read the whole parsha. V'hai chayzer hainu shechayzer mavarach lefanei olachrea. What if you already said Kaddish? You go back. The din that your chayzer v'koreh is only if the skipping was in one of the first aliyahs. If the aliyah was in the 7th aliyah, if the skip was in the 7th aliyah, then certainly on any of the Haisafais, ein sarach lachzer ulavarech bechivon misham pasuk hamedulag. You don't have to go back and make a bracha specifically because of the pasuk that was skipped. Because anyway, the maftir is going to be oila. Imkein yaschelhu mi pasuk hamadulag ad Seif Parsha. The Berura says a chidush. If a pasuk is skipped in the 7th aliyah, or in any of the added aliyahs, and you did not yet lane mafter, then just call up the mafter and let him start from the pasuk that was skipped. And this way you avoid having to make a bracha again. Now, what if you realized you Okay, a few more things. Berura says later on, what if the Baal Koreh made a mistake, benikud, in ba'ofen shemishtane ha'inyan? So let's say, instead of saying ya'aseh, he said ye'aseh. Or instead of saying chalav, he said chelev. You have to go back. What if the Baal Koreh made a mistake in the trup, and instead of doing a tlisha gedola, he did a tlisha ketana, he must go back. But the Baal Koreh doesn't even know the difference between a tlisha gedola and a tlisha ketana. So he should start selling life insurance or used cars, but not laning from the Torah. Because if he doesn't know the difference, you would have to go back if he makes a melech or a mashares or vice versa. There are also other career options available to him. Okay. Now, what if you already began laning the Berachas Hatorah? The Kaf HaChaim says, don't interrupt the Hatorah, finish the Hatorah, and then go back and lane the pasuk that you missed. When you go back, let's say you missed the pasuk, and you go back and you read that pasuk and another two psukim, do you have to lane now till the end of the Parsha? Or do we say you already laned the whole Parsha? The Dirshu brings from the Mishnah Berura later on, in Siman Kuf Mem Beis, in the Sharatzion Sivkat and Gimel, Medina, all you need to do is read one pasuk and the two psukim with it. L'ravcha de milsa, you should read the whole parsha. I would humbly say that maybe that if that actually happens, it might need to be reassessed whether you could pull that off. In other words, let's say it comes out, you skip the second pasuk of the parsha. So lahalacha, you just have to read the second pasuk, the third, and the fourth. So, are you mechuyev to read the whole parsha? No. Whether in a shul in 2025 you could pull off reading the entire parsha, I think that could be reassessed. Okay. Let's look in the Sharatzion and then we'll finish. This will be it. Sharatzion Sivkatan Vav says something very interesting. The Mishnah Berura said that if you skipped in the 7th Aliyah, you don't have to go back and make a new bracha, just call up the mafter. Says the Sharatzion, Va'afilum al yedei hadilog loy nishar ba'aliyah shvias gimel psukim gam kein yoytza al yedei mafter. What if in the 7th Aliyah, by someone skipping a pasuk, the Shavias didn't lane 3 psukim, so the 7th aliyah didn't count? It's okay. The mafter is oile leminyan sheva. We paskin mafter. So even if the mafter was cancelled, even if the shavi was not a valid aliyah, the mafter will make it up. Okay, we'll hold it over here.